Good morning, everyone. This episode is a little bit of a special one because I'm uploading twice this week, and it's really because I'm a little bit annoyed that my podcast yesterday was so short. Like 15 minutes is nothing. You can't even get through half a gym session listening to my podcast, which I would also be annoyed about if I was a listener of my own podcast. So I decided to do another short episode, and I am still going to do a high-low buffalo, but I think I'm going to do this one dating update related type of high-low buffalo. So for the high, being on Hinge, it's been nice because I can talk to a lot of people and get conversations and things going, which basically doesn't happen in real life for me. Unless it's like a mutual and we happen to hit it off when we first meet and then we keep talking. That, yes, has happened, but I think right now I've hit a lot of mutuals and I think I'm running out of my friends' friends to meet and be interested in. Meeting people online is the next easiest thing to do, and it's very low stakes. In terms of low, just overall, effort is 95%, guys. I'm like talking to all these people and they're sweet. Some of them are a little bit weird. Most of them are boring, very typical, average people. And it's like I'm playing 21 questions with everybody. So it's a bunch of small talk, which I really don't like, whether it's online, on text, in person, whatever it is. I just don't like that. There's like only so many things you can learn about me and so many things I can talk about before like I just end up saying the same exact thing over and over. It makes each person like very similar to the next. I should honestly at this point start like copying down my responses on a note document, and then when I get the question, just like copy and paste the response. And I don't even know if, it'll lead to a date. And if it does lead to a date, I don't even know if they're going to stand me up or if the date's going to go well. Yeah, it's just been a lot. So I decided to delete the app. My profile still exists. I'm deleting the app for probably the rest of the month. I will probably download it again in April so that I have another slew of dates and stories to tell. But I think I'm pretty good for the month of March. I have a few planned, so that's something to look forward to, but I don't want to do any more than I have planned. And I'll keep you guys updated in future episodes. And my buffalo, guys, this one's a real fun one. Again, buffalo is like a really weird thing that happened to you. So I matched with somebody and he's super cute. Probably one of the cutest people that I matched with. He is 6'3". He's this white dude and he dresses really well. His prompt answers were okay-ish. They're pretty funny and some of them were like a little bit borderline questionable and weird, but it's fine. And I liked one of his prompts, I think. And then he responded with this really long message where he said, I have been stood up so many times with previous dates and I'm really tired of having small talk with people and then going on these dates, but then they're not showing up. And can we just skip over the small talk and just schedule a day to meet? And if we meet and it doesn't go well, we don't have to meet again. But if it does go well, we can like go from there. And it was a very generic cookie cutter message. So I responded to him and I was like, is this the template message you copy and paste to everyone you match with? And he sends me the longest text ever where he goes, I don't know how to prove it to you that I just wrote this morning and I just really want to go on a date, but things aren't working out for me and I'm really freaking tired of putting in all this effort and it not working out. And then he sends me a message later because I hadn't checked my messages that day. And he was like, hey, I just got off of work early, which he sent me on a Saturday, and that's crazy. But anyways, he said he got off of work early and he had time to go on a date, and he was like, do you want to go on a date right now? And I didn't see the message, but then he responded to it again. He like triple messaged me, and he was like, Annie, I just want to be like upfront and honest. I just want to find my person, and I won't be able to know if you're my person unless we meet up and go on this date. So do you want to go on a date with me or not? And I was just like, whoa. I was like literally stunned. I didn't even know what to say. A few things, right? I've mentioned this before. One of my biggest red flags and like turnoffs is desperate people. And he was really, really desperate. I mean, I'm so sorry that he's been hurt so many times, and it's a little bit sus that he's been, stood up so many times, because I haven't heard of that happening to other people. Maybe it's a common thing, so I'm like a little bit nervous right now because I have some dates planned, and I'm like, am I going to show up and waste my time and they're not even going to show up? If that happens, I'm going to be really pissed. I get it, but like really turned off by his messages. They were just really upfront and forward, and I just can't. So, yeah. I really, really don't like the basic, restaurant date where you go to a nice restaurant and you sit across from each other, and it's like this whole thing. You dress up, they get you flowers. The cookie cutter date. I'm just not a big fan of it. Even when I dated my exes, we didn't really do that whole thing. I think I've only gone on like 1 or 2 dates ever in my life. And I don't even know if I consider them dates because they weren't that official. I don't know. They make me feel uncomfortable. This is where the whole idea came up. And the criteria that I made for myself for this entire list was they can't be really awkward and uncomfortable to begin with. For example, typical date settings. They can't be boring, aka typical date settings, and preferably inexpensive. And I split up this entire list by first date. Obviously, the list of first date ideas are applicable to any date ideas, but the first date ones are specific to first dates. And then any date is like any stage of your relationship. You can go on this date, but it wouldn't work out for a first date. And I'll maybe explain a few reasons why. I know a lot of people might be big fans of like the typical date thing, but I think I just want to have a lot of fun, just experience new things and different things with a partner. I could do like the whole typical date thing with my close friends. It's really fun and cute to dress up and like make it a really formal thing with a group of friends. But I think when it comes to my partner, for some reason, or somebody that I'm dating, partner sounds really like a lot, so I'm not going to use that. But the person that I'm dating, I want it to be more like chill and just really fun. I think that's what I'm going for. But anyways, let's get into the list. So for the first date ideas, and some of these I've experienced, and the other ones I've like imagined in my head. So food, art, farmers market, festival. This one I've actually experienced. This is really freaking fun because instead of like sitting across from somebody ordering and having servers come up to you, like going to a food festival and being able to go to different stalls and trying different foods and talking about it and rating different foods is so fun. I love trying different things, and it's pretty inexpensive because you can share the foods that you try. So it's very similar to a food crawl where you can try multiple restaurants. And then with like an art festival, same thing, like a crafts festival where people are selling things. You can buy little knickknacks for people and like talk to different strangers and see how the other person interacts with different people, and if they're, very cultured and open to different things, or if they're much more closed off. And then taking a class is super fun for a first date. Some examples like pottery, taking a dance class together, sip and paint. That's also really cute. I think the class though should be something where you can have some time to talk to each other. afterwards, especially like being able to talk about how the class went and what you thought about it is really fun because you have this like shared experience. Like it's a good balance of busying yourself doing something so you can like focus on something else instead of having to talk to somebody the entire time. But then while still having something to talk about and having something common to talk about besides like the typical small talk, right? Another idea is cooking and baking together. Also, just doing like very mundane things together. To add a twist to it, you should make it a competition. So if you're gonna cook a meal together, like take a different dish of a cuisine and see who can do it better, or do the same dish. If you're gonna make a chocolate chip cookie, right? You guys can make your own version of the chocolate chip cookie and then give it to friends and see what they think and who did it better, or try to make something without a recipe and see who made it better. In terms of doing mundane normal things, running errands to see like who can do the errand faster. I don't know, just make it really fun. Mini golfing is super fun to do on a first date. You can also make it a competition. I'm a very competitive person, so this makes it really fun for me when I can compete against somebody and like win, or the other person wins. And I feel like it also leads to like a next date very easily because you can be like, whoever lost can try to redeem themselves in a future date. Another idea is if they have a pet, like a dog, you can go to a dog cafe, a dog park, a dog beach, and walk the dog. I think that'd be really cute. Other things, thrifting together. This one I'm a little bit iffy about because it depends on the way that person shops. So I've gone thrifting as a date with a few people. There's been times where the person will go and shop with me. So they'll try to find the item with me. And I feel like that's really nice and fun because you get to talk about different things. But I've also gone on dates where we kind of do our own thing. That type of thrifting is not as successful, I would say. No one actually talks to each other. So this one's a little bit iffy, just FYI. Another idea is a game night. Playing board games is super fun. Fruit picking, like strawberries, pumpkin picking, that's really cute. Another really fun one, this one's hypothetical, I don't actually know if this is a good idea, is teaching the other person something. Like I would be really down to teach somebody a dance, a TikTok dance. Like if they have like a really cool skill that they're good at and they could teach me whatever that skill is, I find it really attractive, for one, that somebody is good at something. Okay, the bar is set really low, but I find it attractive when people are in their element and are passionate about something and they're really good at it. It's really attractive to me. But also, being able to teach somebody something shows that they have patience and that they're understanding of other people when they don't know what they're doing, if they sound crazy, if they look stupid. And I feel like you can bond over that kind of experience. In my head, hypothetically, this makes a lot of sense, but I don't know if this would actually work out for a first date. Another first date idea is trying to sneak into somewhere. So like trespassing. Basically, I think it would be really fun. I've seen it in movies. So this one's a very romanticized one. I don't know, again, if this one would be a good idea. Also, borderline, or it is illegal to do this, but I feel like it'd be really fun. I know there's a lot of hikes in LA where you can go to abandoned places, illegal places. I think that's pretty cool. Not for everybody, but that's why this list is super long. Another idea, this is for like the more spiritual people. I know there's some people who are really into tarot card reading, birth chart reading. I had a friend who was really good at it and she did my tarot cards and it was kind of cool. You can even look it up online where you just follow a set of instructions and you lay out the cards a certain way and then you flip them. You can read the pamphlet or the guidelines on what that card means if you get it. And I think that'd be really cool to do it for each other, even if you don't believe in it I mean, I'm not a big believer of like that kind of stuff, but I feel like it would be kind of fun. Another idea is scavenger hunting. There's like online scavenger hunts that you can do to explore your city. I've done it with a group of friends, and I don't see why you can't do it with somebody that you're going on a first date with, and you get to explore a city together. So those are my first date ideas. Okay, so now for a really, really long list of date ideas for any stage of your relationship. Museum and aquarium. This is not a good first date idea, I feel like, because it gets kind of awkward. I've talked about this with some of my friends, but with museums and aquariums, you don't really know the pace that some people go. And for me, like, I like to be slow and I like to go to specific pieces of art. I don't like to explore everything. And I'm very like self-conscious and aware of like other people feeling bored or like being like, why are you spending so much time at this one piece? I don't know if I really want to go on a first date and at these places, but it makes a lot more sense if I was dating somebody, because I would be way more upfront and be like, okay, can we move to the next floor? Another idea is a picnic. I think that'd be really cute. Crashing a wedding or a party and like taking on a different identity. This is like a very romanticized like idea, but I think this would be so freaking fun. You can do this with your friends. Honestly, all of these you can do with your friends. I feel like this would be so fun to do. It's actually on my bucket list. I've always wanted to crash a party or a wedding. Stargazing is really cute. It's also a really intimate thing to do, which is why I feel like it's better for any type of date. Hiking, volunteer together. This is something that I don't know if you can talk a lot during, so I feel like it's probably not good for a first date. You can't really get to know somebody, but if they're willing to do a volunteer event, I feel like that's a good judgment of that person's morals and character. More ideas are escape rooms, going to the arcade, bowling, Topgolf. People watching is really fun. I feel like that one could go very wrong for a first date. It could be pretty awkward when you don't know what to say and you don't know if you're being too judgmental and you don't really want to cross a line. Backyard camping, basically use your backyard and camp. Just put out a tent. I think that's a really cute thing. Just sleep overnight in your backyard. Biking, picking out outfits for each other at the mall. So instead of just going shopping together, another twist to shopping is letting the other person pick out your outfits and vice versa. And I've done this with some friends. You basically give each other a scenario. So like one scenario could be a night out, a really outrageous outfit. Another could be a casual outfit. And you could see like how the other person wants to style you, or you can see if the other person just makes you look like an idiot. It's just really fun. Home spa. And this is a very cheap alternative to doing an actual spa day, where you can just buy face masks, eye masks, and just do it for each other. A beach bonfire I think would be really cute. Tourist in your own city is another idea, where you can pick out a few places that you want to visit, a few things that your city is known for, and you just get them all done in a day. Another really fun one is to do a bucket list item with each other. So this one I felt like wasn't a good first date idea, because with your bucket list items, you really want to enjoy them and have them be special. That's why they're on your bucket list. So you want to do it with somebody that you know that you trust and that you care about and that will have a good time with you. And you can do something on your bucket list or the other person's bucket list. And finally on this list, kayaking and paddleboarding is really cute. It's, again, a really long activity to do, and it can get pretty intimate and quiet, which I don't really like when there's a lot of opportunities for awkward and quiet moments when I'm on a first date. So I just don't think this is a good idea for a first date. Those are all the ideas that I could come up with. If you guys have any other ones, please let me know, because I'm sure that I can get through this list and run out of things. thanks for listening. I hope, again, that you guys have a good rest of your week. Have a good Monday. I think this is coming out today. I'm going to try to edit it super fast. And yeah,